people and welcome to my channel. This will be part 2 of making your own art journal. So in the last video I selected the papers I wanted to use in these art journals, so a mixture of watercolour paper, collage papers, cardstock and little bits of ephemera that I'd made previously. So I cut everything to the right size. I'm making an A6 pocket size art journal. So I cut everything to size and I assembled them into different signatures ready to make the art journals. Next we'll be making the covers of the journals. So here are some of the things you will need. Maybe some scissors, some bulldog clips come in handy, a craft knife, an awl or a bradawl, I'm not sure which you would call it, a bone folder. Don't know where my straight bone folder is, but bone folder. One of these has a little smooth ball at the end so you can score the card without damaging it and make folding easier. You'll need some kind of strong thread. I've got some embroidery thread here and a needle. Forgot to mention some sort of glue. I'm using Mod Podge mixed with a little bit of water, just a little splash of water just to make it a little bit more liquidy. You might need a cutting mat as well. Obviously if you're using a craft knife you don't want to cut through your desk, so I would use a cutting mat. And of course you'll need watercolour paper and cardstock, whatever paper you've chosen to put in the sketchbook. You'll need some fabric to cover the cover, or some paint if you would rather paint the cover. And I think that's about it, so let's get started. So firstly I cut the board to size that I wanted. Obviously I made it a little bit bigger than the signatures, and I also allowed for a space in the middle for the spine where we're going to attach the signatures. So here I've measured a piece of paper to fit the spine, and I've also made myself a little measure here for when I'm making holes in the signatures. So I'm just going to mark off now on each line. That needs to be in the centre. There's the centre line. Here, here. I'm just hoping that we'll be able to make holes in this now. Yeah. This is extremely satisfying to do with this cardboard underneath. There's duct tape on each side of this as well, so it's quite not difficult to get through actually. It's quite soft, but it feels quite strange. So here is a dress that I absolutely love the material, but it just didn't ever fit right. It's a present from my sister, I think. So I'm just going to do it very roughly to start with and follow the line of the pattern. Now I'm going to glue down the edges. So I've arranged this signature as neatly as I can, try to make each piece sort of central, because they're not all exactly the same size, there's a little bit of variation. And I've used the bulldog clips here to keep it in place. This is just a piece of old card that I've used, scored down the middle and bent up just to line it flat in. And I'm going to use that to make holes in. I'm going to use just 3 holes, one in the centre and then evenly spaced. I've got a little template here. And make sure that's still lined up right there. Okay. Now, I quite like this bit. Next I'm going to use this pointy tool to make a hole. I'll use the centre one first. Just so happen to have this box. I made it ages ago just to keep some of my art supplies in on my desk, but it's perfect. It's like I designed it especially for this purpose. Okay. I suppose you could just use any box. So I'm going to push straight down. It's nearly getting there now. Keep pushing. Yeah, that's gone through to the last piece now. Okay. Next one. So this hole is quite wide at the top, I must say. Don't know how to avoid that really. Like I say, this is the first time really that I've made an art journal, so I'm learning as I go, which is the way I like it really. I like to suss things out for myself really. Oh wow, that was very satisfying. So we've reached the stage and it's time to sew the signature onto the cover. So this is the back one. I'm just going to do the 2 outside ones, I've decided. Otherwise I think the book won't open up very well when I'm trying to work in it. So first of all we're going to go in through the middle one. Tied a really big knot in the end of the thread. Okay, and that's going to go through the centre of the cover. It's going to come through this way. So, do through the cover first. Right. Pull it fairly tight. It's very fiddly. As you can see, I'm going to go through the back of the signatures here. I think it's this one, yeah. And it's all the way up to this one. It's quite tricky to do it for the camera as well. At this stage, and you sort of make sure it's holding it in place properly. It's quite loose there. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to tighten them up. So it's holding tight to the cover. Yep, that looks okay. So next we go back through the same hole here in the centre. Oops. It's quite tricky to do, to be honest. We have a tangle situation. That's it. So, make sure the thread's not too tangled. Pull everything nice and tight now. There, and this one, and I think that's tight enough. Tie a nice thick knot here. Very cold fingers. I'm getting all fingers and thumbs, I must say, today. It's very cold. But I haven't got the heater on because that interferes with the sound recording too much. I'm suffering for my art here. My fingers don't seem to be working very well either. But here we go. More times, I think, just to make sure it doesn't come undone. One more should do it, actually. Do I cut it off? Yeah. First signature done. Ooh. Okay, I think I'll do a couple less pages in future because it feels quite bulky. Oh well, maybe I'll take one or two out of this signature, but let's do the next one. there we go. Signatures are all sewn in now. Here's a little look at what one of the books looks like so far. In the next video I will be making some little titles for the books and embellishing them and making some sort of clasp or ribbon to close the books, because they do tend to stay open. So yeah, look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.